Nojoke show,
Hallelujah.
powered by Sadior Radio. I got my beautiful and amazing co-host. Look at them smiles. Miss Nicole Spain. What you looking around for? And Miss Bikini
I'm looking at
Body.
Pew, 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 pew.
And we definitely have some amazing guests on the show this week. Welcome, welcome,
Hallelujah.
welcome, welcome.
Yes.
All right, guys, let's get started. As far as our guests, I know we have Miss Diva's on, Angela's on, Top Flight. Y'all guys want to say hey real quick, and we're gonna get into our mental check-in.
Hello.
Now, I just wanted to say before we do get started, we do have our first guest is going to be Mr. Top Flight because he does have another engagement that is starting in approximately 13 minutes. So we want to make sure that we don't make him black man late. So we're gonna, if that's all right with the rest of the room, to have him start out first. But yes, please continue. Just wanted to make that announcement.
All right. Okay.
Honestly, I thank you for the. Now I'm scared anyway. It's four beautiful queens on here. I don't stand a chance with the conversations today. So.
And I'm like I'm gonna sleep for today. So I don't know.
Hello.
Top, what was the last thing you said? It faded out.
Nah, I was saying there's four beautiful queens on here, and I'm light skinned, so I'm 0 for 2 already.
Yeah, wow. I was looking at the light skinnedness. I was like, yeah, I don't know.
Get light skinned.
Light. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into our mental check-in. Top, you gonna go first. Let us know what you feeling and how you doing today.
I'm good, man. I'm excited to be on here with y'all. I'm just geared up and pumped up about the world getting back to normal. Yes, normal. Yes.
What is
Hallelujah. Yeah, it's a good question.
Yes.
Like I said, just getting back to touring, putting my tour together, getting back on the road, just getting back to the laughter. I'm just like geared up and geeked and pumped up about it.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, so wait, so you have a show that you're about to leave and do, correct?
Say that again.
You have a show that you're about to go to?
Yeah, well, I'm actually I got to do another podcast that I forgot about. And then I told Bikini I would do this. I was like, ooh, wait a minute.
double podcasting? You double casting?
Yeah, I done double booked the podcast, you know.
Right.
All right, what I'm thinking is I want to get a little bit more from you before you get out of here. So we normally do a cut to shit.
Okay.
So is there anything that you want to discuss that you want us people or yourself to cut? And then we'll go back into our mental check-in and go ahead and let you go after you let us know about your podcast in case anyone want to watch that. So what's your cut the shit moment?
My cut the shit moment is to my ex-wife. Cut her shit, I cut her ass. Now,
bring it on back. Bring it on back.
Women, he said this ain't no women crushing women. This Thursday. This is a throwback day. A throwback wife.
I was supposed to say, I'm sorry. Well, you told me to talk about
how you feel, dog.
Yeah, whatever you want.
That shit was funny.
Yeah, I'm cutting her ass. She had to go.
Listen, and I like the authenticity and the realness of it. Cut the shit.
That's
Sometimes you gotta cut them off.
Cut them off.
That's why she an ex. That's why she the ex.
That's right. Grand opening, grand closing.
Wait. So before you go, what made you? Give us 2 or 3 of the reasons that you had to cut her for her shit. What was some of the shit that you just had to cut? It was enough. Give me 2 or 3. Give us 2 or 3.
First of all, she white, so that was yeah. Look, all the sisters was like, I told you not to mess with her white ass. That's what you get. You're gonna learn today.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
You know it's bad when all my family got pictures of teacups because they was trying to send a message. You ever seen the movie Get Out when they had the little teacups?
Yeah.
Where you at? There
I was
you
in
go.
a sanctum place. She had me hypnotized and doing stuff I ain't had no business doing. So I had to cut the shit. God damn it! So I cut her ass.
Yes.
Oh,
I like
hey, Top, how many ex-wives you got?
Huh?
How many ex-wives do you have?
Oh, I only was married once. It was one shot deal for me.
You gonna do it again?
I thought that was you ain't last forever. Y'all look so happy.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking per se. Yep.
When you pull
You
the
taking
mask
the
off,
off?
Okay.
take the mask
Okay.
off.
Top, you gonna get
Tried.
married again? You gonna try that thing one more time?
Well, from what I'm hearing, statistics show the second one is the one that lasts the longest.
Okay.
Really?
So I ain't saying I am,
That's
I ain't saying I ain't. But right now,
I'm not
I ain't
giving
doing
up.
the mother loving thing.
I know that's
Wow.
right. And you
I
all
know
slim and
that's right.
trim. You so slim. You like, I don't need to get married right now. I need to see what's out here.
That's right.
Pandemic
That's
over. Well,
I'm in the
almost.
gym getting it like I'm gonna be a snack out here. And
You know that's right.
they gonna call me butterscotch cricket.
I'm gonna call you
So Top,
Butterscotch.
what's your goal?
Yes.
You got a goal? Is there a certain goal lately? It may be related to comedy or not, but do you have a certain goal that you would like to express?
Yeah, well,
Share.
the crazy thing is one of my goals I just achieved. I just shot my one-man show. And I sent it to Amazon, and it's being edited now. So once it's edited and done, and Amazon Prime will be shopping it, and I got like 4 other networks.
Go, baby.
Yes.
My cat said congratulations.
All of the marriage and how horrible it was and how good it was in my special.
Yeah, wow.
Can't
It's
wait.
such a
I'm
beautiful
excited.
thing with
Going through
comedy.
that.
We can take some of the most crazy, tragic things and find a way to have some sunshine. I ain't necessarily say laugh
Yes.
like a hyena, but find some sunshine through it.
Right.
Especially if you made it through it. Shucks.
Yeah, it's all good, like I said, but you know, I want nothing but the best for her. I know I talk
Yes.
shit on her, but I've learned with everything I've been through and going through, I still pray for her. And I
God
still
bless.
ask God to continue to be a blessing in her life. It wasn't just meant to be. That's all it was.
Right.
I
Right.
like
That's
that.
I
all.
still told her cut her shit, bitch.
With it.
I'm sorry.
Untether and cut it off. Untether
All
and
right,
cut
Top.
it
So
off.
let us
That's that
know when you're about to
Scorpio.
go, and we'll go ahead and let
That's
you
that
go. and
Scorpio.
continue
They'll
with the
cut
show.
you.
That's
Yes,
right.
they will.
No, actually, the next show I got coming up, I will be in Williamstown, New Jersey. It's May 29th.
All right.
That's the closest that I'm gonna be to Philly. Like I said, right now I'm on tour.
Okay.
Go, baby.
I'm heading out next week. I go to Phoenix for 5 days. Week
This
after that, I go
motherfucker on
to
tour more than the Temptations. You be on tour more than the Temptations. Yo, you be out.
Hey, I got a motto that I live by, and I keep it dear to my heart. Stay busy to stay out of trouble,
Yes,
man.
to stay out of trouble.
Especially being a comedian. That is important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't fall into the nonsense. So when you busy and you traveling and you love, you don't worry about.
We know what you talking about.
We do. We do. Definitely do.
My cat.
Listen.
My cat said he followed you again.
Right.
Okay. All right. Okay.
We thank you. Scott, we thank you so much for coming through, sharing the loves and the laughs. We look forward to when you have some time. I know Bikini has you on the calendar to bring you back. So we're looking forward to get a lot more from you and us.
Nothing else to do. I'm gonna stay and do the whole show with y'all. I promise.
Yes.
Oh,
yes. Listen, even coming from the car, live in the streets, we appreciate you coming. I appreciate you being on the show. And listen, the show coming up May 29th, you will see your girl Bikini Body because of my brother. But I wanted to also say thank you because I just found a Facebook update, like I told you on the phone, that had the memory. This man was the only man that came to my bedside in the hospital almost 10 years ago to the day last week when I got sick from comedy. So this man always will stick out in my head. He is an angel. And I saw that light bright at the foot of my hospital bed, like, what is that happening? Wait, what? I don't feel good. Is that you, Jesus? And it was Top Flight. So
you family, listen. You a trendsetter around. You had COVID before COVID was even COVID.
Right?
What?
She had comedy. She had comedy COVID.
It ain't start over here, but did it though? All right.
But I got nothing but love for all y'all, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I love you, Top. I love you, baby. We will fuck somebody up for you, dog. Do you know that? We got your back.
I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it.
I can't go to jail again, but you know, you gotta be off the book.
And before I get out, Diva, you need wake up, goddammit. Don't drink some coffee.
We're about to get it started.
Okay, all right.
awoke. As they say,
All right.
I'm wide awoke.
All right, but I love y'all.
I
I'm
woke.
Love
going
you.
inside.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for having me.
Thank
Y'all
you,
stay
Top.
beautiful.
Love you,
stay
Top.
blessed. And
Aw.
I'm comedian Top Flight. Stay busy, stay out of trouble. Because
That's
we
All
take
right.
right.
Answer
Yes.
your email.
Take
Thanks,
off,
Top.
baby.
Have a good show.
answer
I
my
want
email.
my-
I know,
I
I'm
want my-
sorry. I did. I seen it. We'll talk later. I'm sorry. I did see it. I'm still want to be in the play. I promise you. Okay, I'm gonna get on.
Okay.
Film. Yeah, that too. Okay, I love you.
Oh, yeah.
Bye, y'all.
See
All right.
ya.
See ya.
Hi, Toppy.
All right, guys, y'all listening to the Real Shit No Joke Show, powered by Sadior Radio. That was one of Philly's best, Top Flight, just stopping
Yes.
through. However, we're about to continue with this show. I see a few more people have definitely signed on, so thank you and welcome. We was in the midst of doing our mental check-in. We're doing our numbers from 1 to 10. Where you stand? How you feeling? Let's talk about it. I thank y'all young ladies for y'all patience, because that's part of a mental check-in. You know what I'm saying? You be sitting there
Yeah.
smiling and grinning like,
Mhm.
okay, okay. So
We had a 15-minute grace period. 3 to 5
Mhm.
minutes.
That's yeah, you're
Right.
right. That's cute.
Mhm.
So Steve, I know you
We
said some
getting
things
better.
that's going on with you. Let me know where you at from 1 to 10. We'll do Angela and then we'll do Latoya.
Well,
I
where
didn't say
I'm,
Latoya. Did I say Latoya? Yeah, I did say Latoya. I'm right.
where I'm
Yes, you
at
so
from
to
1
it.
to 10, I'm just gonna be straight up and be honest with y'all. I do work 9:30 until like 5 o'clock in the morning, so this is usually my sleep time. But you know what? I love y'all, and I just want to be here,
Bless you.
and I wanted to be on the show and check y'all out and see what y'all doing and what's going on out there. And I feel the vibe, and I'm appreciating it. So I'm glad to be here.
We
Thanks for the
appreciate you.
sacrifice.
So that
Yeah.
means your numbers
Thanks
up
for
a
the
little bit.
sacrifice.
That's your numbers at a 7, 8, 9. Your numbers are up, or you're a little tired. Your numbers down to 5 or 6. Where you at?
I'm about an 8. I'm good.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm
You were
good.
resilient.
and that's sleepy. Okay, I
That's what's
respect
up.
that. I like it. I
I'm
like
good.
it.
Yeah, that's what I
I
mean.
listen. Sacrifice for my queens. You know what I'm saying?
Come
That's
on
what we
now.
Yes. Yes.
Come on
Yes.
now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll be all right. Tomorrow's another day. I'll be fine.
Sleeping is to make you feel like you
Okay.
got mental health issues.
Ah, Angela, welcome, baby. Where you at from 1 to 10? What's going on in your life?
I'm about an 8 or a 9. I'm good. I'm good.
All right
Right.
now.
All right.
Right.
Come on now. So what's going on is making you that 8 or 9? What's so good in your life?
Life. God is good.
Oh,
I woke up
Okay.
this
Amen.
morning, so
Hallelujah.
Okay.
I can't
I'm
beat that.
Okay.
come on,
Amen.
baby.
Right.
Loving that.
Yes.
All
I want
right,
to
Miss.
thank you guys for inviting us on to share today. So thank you.
Oh,
Yes.
we appreciate y'all guys being here.
Definitely.
We're going to continue to get into it, but we're going to talk about the Sunday show. That's why everybody's here. It's all about women's empowerment. Say it with your chest, stick it out. Son.
Yes.
All right, come on, Miss G, talk to us. How you feeling?
How y'all doing today? How y'all ladies doing? Everybody looking lovely today.
Thank you as well.
I think I'm between a 9 and a 10 today.
Ooh,
You know,
Woo-hoo.
so
All right.
like
All
I'm
right.
covered,
All right.
right? This is what I do. I'm like, I'm covered. I'm gonna keep that energy going, and
Yes.
I'm gonna just feed that to everyone else too. So I'm just thankful to be here this morning, because you know what? A lot of people ain't make it this far, and we are still here. So I'm just thankful for that. You know, some people say that I need more time in the day. Some people don't even get that. Okay,
Yes.
come on now.
I'm up, I'm here, I'm in here. I was in here painting, y'all. So I got paint all over the place. I'm like, let me get on this. Let me get on here. You know, life don't stop. We got to keep going.
That's
Come
right.
on now.
That's
I'm
right.
good. I'm great.
That's right.
I love it. I love
That's
it.
good. Yes.
Where y'all at? What's going on?
Who's next? Who's next?
Bikini, Nick, what you thinking?
I'm just gonna go
Yeah,
through my
videos.
book because my
'Cause
numbers
I'm
are
ready to say,
changing.
I'm going to say I was probably at like a 7, 8. You know, I'm always feeling good.
Yeah.
But now she just came and she like, you know, I'm covered. And you know, some people ain't make it through. Now I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have to steal an 11 or something.
Be
Because
happy.
I want all that too on top of
Right.
my
Right.
8. I'm feeling good, great. Shucks.
So you
Great.
come
And I
over
mean,
to
just all
20.
honesty, all this positivity. BS is nothing. You have so many of us that come against each other, and it feels you can feel it. It feels so good when you just have some positivity around you. It really encourages you and lifts you up. And again, that's what this whole show was about. Motivating others and inspiring them. So through y'all stories and y'all testimonies, that's just what y'all doing. So I'm at like an 11, 12. I'm gonna go ahead.
Right.
All right now.
Okay.
Right.
Bikini, how you feeling today? What's your numbers?
Well, my numbers just went up because as I was holding up a book that I found, Dream Big, Stay Positive, and Believe in Yourself. One of my pictures from old co-workers' past lives fell out. And it made me remember how this is a picture of a supervisor and a friend that I've now made a lifelong friend, and myself. This was, now that I'm looking at it, this was 10 years ago. So 10 and 10 happening today. This just made me go up to a 10 and a 10. Like, I'm feeling 10 because you got to take a stock and be appreciative of the things that you have. And I am very appreciative to have a job right now. Some people don't have a job right now. So I cannot say today I feel anything less than a 10. I got my health, I got my friends, I got my family, I got love. Listen, that just reminds me, I'm like, because I feel like my skin and my anemia, and it's just, and I want to, girl, shut up. You at a 10. I'm at a 10. I could be complaining. I could have lost a nub. You know what I'm saying? Somebody almost lost their life a couple times a day. I wasn't there. Some people did lose their lives today. But guess what?
Yeah.
We didn't. I'm a 10. 10, baby.
Yeah. Feeling good in the neighborhood.
Yes.
What's going on,
What about
Miss
you,
Faye?
Sister Nick?
I think I'm a 10 too. I mean, I think I was probably like, I think I was like an 8 or 9, but I'm like, dang, I don't want to be the low number in the bunch, all this talk, so I'm a 10, I think I'm a 10 because we all got goals. If you ain't got goals, you're a fool. Yes. And I think some of my goals are, you may not see the results of your goals on a daily basis, and that's the whole point of life. You got to keep working at them. So once they come true, you don't take them for granted. So I'm just working on some goals that's coming to light, and it's nice weather out. I look like I'm from Frankfurt today because I went walking and jogging. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad I did that, and I didn't get tired and psych myself out.
Nice.
Just thankful for not being lazy or lack of motivation, and thankful for creativity. Comedy is kind of coming back in its own way, and just thankful. You think about things like DMX. I'm not a real celebrity worshiping type person, but I think if you don't like DMX, something wrong with you, because he got a story. So like you said, some people are not waking up today, and he's one of the examples. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thankful. I'm glad to be here, glad to see y'all and meet some of you guys virtually.
Yeah,
definitely.
Oh man, I so love it. So if y'all don't mind, as far as Diva, Angela, and Latoya, if y'all can just take maybe a minute and just let us know who y'all are and what y'all doing in y'all lives. We're gonna continue. We're gonna get to the cut the shit segment, but let everybody know who you are.
Well, I'm Latoya. I'm Latoya Grove, y'all. I am a mom. I'm a creator. I'm a motivator. I'm an influencer, a manager, a TV host, a life changer.
Come on.
They say, how some people, they think being a jack of all trades is a bad thing, but it really is not. These days, you have to know how to do multiple things and be good at it. So that's me. And I'm just happy to be here tonight, y'all.
Yes,
Shuck, you done named it all. I mean, I'm ready to find me some more hats. I don't think I'm doing enough in life. I need to get it together.
I'm doing enough. Right.
Amen. Amen. I'm Angela. I'm Angela. I'm the CEO of Aspiring Authors Magazine and AALAC, which is African American Author Literacy Awareness Campaign. I'm a purpose pusher. I believe that everybody has a purpose, and I believe that I was placed here to help people discover their purpose and to help people walk in their purpose. So that's what I do. I'm also a host here on Sadior Radio. Sundays, I'm on every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Hey.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice circle here.
Good hours.
Yes.
I am Diva. I am
Yeah,
the
that's some
executive
good hours.
director of DEU Productions LLC. We have been in existence for the past 15 years, producing not only stage productions but film productions. And I'm a writer and a producer, and that's what I do.
We thank y'all so much. That's just so much talent.
Yes.
That's so, and we're all women. How about that?
How about that?
How about that?
Mm-hmm.
How
Yes.
about that?
The Woon-Tang Clan.
Right.
The Woon-Tang Clan. That's my next shirt coming out. The Woon-Tang
Woon-Tang.
Clan. Because the Woon, honey. Yes.
All right, ladies. So this Sunday, Sadior is sponsoring Women's Empowerment Circle. And there are about 12 women on this panel. And we'll be discussing everything from what's the stereotype of a woman to what is love looked at as far as a maid, child job, and all of that. What I was thinking, since we do our cut the shit segment, what is it that we can cut out of our lives that help to empower us?
Negativity.
Oh, I'm cutting. I like it. I like it. I like it.
Competition.
All right, y'all.
I
Let's go to.
Yeah,
She said
competition.
negativity.
Yes.
Cut the negativity.
Activity,
because
competition.
All right,
people
so
have-
Diva, speak on that for a minute. We on here for an hour and a half. I mean, we got adult talk, and I'm gonna get my
Okay.
bottle. Don't misunderstand. But
So
for right
I'm gonna
now,
say-
expand.
I'm going to say cut the negativity because so many people have negative opinions, negative thoughts,
Yes.
negative moves, and we just got to cut the shit because
Yes.
the thing is when you encounter other people, they have so much that could feed your pot that sometimes people will spew their negativity and cut their own necks in the process of actually learning from someone that can actually be a blessing to them.
Come
Yes.
on now, that's some good
Right.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I need some bigger scissors. That was real.
Cut and move. That's what I say. Cut and move.
Yes.
Cut the negative and move on. You got to learn how to
Yes.
cut people out of your life and move on.
Yes.
There comes a time when you no longer need to drink milk. You have to move to the meat and bread.
Right.
So
I like that.
I like that.
All right.
Yes.
So Angela, you piggybacked on her, but what is your cut the shit? What is it that you can cut out of life that empowers you, or what do you feel?
My thing is, if you mean me no good, I don't need you. And and the word says over in Proverbs 12 and 15, it says that that a fool seek after themselves, but a wise person will take advice of counsel.
That's it.
Yes.
Okay.
So we
she
got to
cutting
move
all the BS
from.
of somebody saying she's seeking wise counsel.
That's it.
Right.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
Yes.
Anybody have anything to piggyback on that with?
So who's considered the counselor? God? Who else?
I would think it's pretty much your circle. I mean, your friends, your associates. It could be somebody that you work with, but someone that you trust in what they say. Not necessarily that is perfect in what they say. However, it's something of substance that you can use. And still not saying that you need to use everything that they say. However, it's something out of it you can use, and it helps to build you to be better.
Right.
I think a
And
lot of times
counsel
we may
also could be your word, whatever your belief system, whatever your belief system is too.
That's what I'm asking.
That can be your counsel. Because everybody's not Christian. Everybody don't believe in Jesus. Everybody might have their own. Some people are other beliefs. So whatever your belief system is, you have to learn how to tap into that. I'm a Christian, so I have to learn. I've learned to go into the Bible and to find myself in the Word, because that's my counsel. I've learned that I don't have to turn to people, and see that's where we fail. Amen. We've always learned to turn to people, and people will fail you.
Yes, they will. Yes, they will.
Yep. And sometimes people fail you and they're not intending to. It's just their wisdom or their advice is not the most grounded for you. You know
exactly.
That's true, Nick.
Sometimes the stuff they tell you is intentionally negative, but most of the time I think people don't know they're not God. They're not Allah,
That's right.
If you don't know how to read the Bible, you can pray. If you don't know how to read, you can get on your knees, sit right there in the house and pray.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You ain't even gotta get on your knees. You can be right there
just
in
right
your
there.
mind, in your
Close
space,
your eyes
right
and
then and there.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yep.
focus.
Somebody
Just
said to you today,
concentrate.
who are you talking to?
older
Muppet?
man in
I'm
my
talking
church.
to God.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. You want people to think you crazy. No, you talk to
Right.
God. God.
Yeah.
Remember Madonna? She's like, God.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been God.
older
Please don't
man,
let me hurt this person, but still, I was seeking counsel from God to help me through this moment. Okay.
Amen.
Right.
Still
Yep.
counsel.
This
Still
older
counsel.
man used to go to my church years ago, and he didn't know how to read or write, and you would never known that. But he was a praying man, honey, and he just seemed so blessed, even though he didn't know how to read or write. So it was, you look back on your childhood, certain people, you're like, Deacon Johnson did not know how to read or write, but you would never thought that. The way he was so blessed, you thought he had a PhD.
Okay.
And he did.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say cut the negative thinking. That's what I want to say.
I like that.
Because we could say cut the negative people and stuff, but we are our own person. We have our own mind, and people do influence us to think badly of ourselves, but we need to realize and pay attention that what they say does not matter. It is good out here. Don't let what people say to you stop you from doing anything. You got to just feed yourself with positivity, and that goes to say as well, stop watching all this crazy stuff on the internet and stuff, because that will mess up your mind as well. I had to fast from all of that stuff, because it will mess up my mind, and it would have me thinking all type of stuff. So feed yourself with positive stuff. Go listen to some jazz music or some motivational speakers or something like that. That's what I do. Because it's so with what's going on now is even more hate out there and just crazy things going on. And we just gotta wheel it on back and like, you know what? That's not me. I'm working on me. I'm being happy with me. And that's the only type of people I want around me. And if it ain't that, I'm good.
Right.
I'm good.
And I call that the ripple effect. I want to when people it's like when you throw that pebble out in the water and it produced that little ripple. That's that ripple effect. And if you are providing that positive energy and you're letting it out, then it can ripple out to other people. So you are right. You have to be the focus of whatever it is. You have to focus on your change. If you're seeking change, you have to be that change.
Right.
So you are right.
That's a good analogy. That's a good analogy.
You want to be challenged in that change too.
It's not easy.
And I come to find out over the years, it would always happen that I could say something to someone where it seemed like I'm speaking life to them and they'd be so encouraged and all will be well. But as soon as I hang up the phone or I close the door, it's like, oh, hell, seems like it's breaking out around me. And I'd be like, what just happened? Right. And it's like, all right, now everything you just said, are you applying it? Everything you just said, do you mean what you're saying? Because it's easy for us to say them things, but those actions, are they speaking? And then that's when you try through it and then you can come through to say, you know what? Yes, I stand in what I say. I'm not just, that's hard for us as people. Sometimes we get caught up in the foolishness. It sounds good, but when it's time to apply it, I'm not ready for that. No, that's not for me. That's for them. That doesn't apply to me.
So
it's the worst when you grow up in that. It's the worst.
Yeah, it is.
And you're trying to change, but everybody else don't understand where you coming from, because they're so used to that type of energy. They don't know nothing else.
Right. Right. And that's, you know what, you just said a lot. Because I was thinking, talked to my mother the other day and was just reflecting with my sister on friendships that my mother had that I remember her having as me being a child. And as a child, I looked up, she always had a handful of friends. It was never bigger than a handful. So it was never more than 4 or 5 friends. But in that small circle of friends, I would see as years went by where they were using her or they weren't as good friends to her as she made them out to be. And then I looked and like, well, why are they not your friends anymore? Well, what kind of person were you? What was your friend love language? And what my mom was a person that just loves with her heart on her sleeve. Doesn't matter what anybody did to her. Doesn't matter how long they did it. She was still welcoming you back with open arms. And me being a child and seeing how her friends did her or how relationships did her, that made me change my language and how I listen to it and how I respond to it. Now, as an adult and seeing my son and helping him through friendships and things like that, you really have to work on yourself daily. But it really takes you having to take ownership of, I know my place, I'm going to say how I feel. If the other person doesn't reciprocate it, that's fine. If they're not at that place yet, that's fine. I'm here to be here just to give what God's given me, a learning vessel. I can't say that I'm better than, I can't say that I'm worse than, but I can say I've been through. And I want to experience and have like long friendships. But I looked at those friendships that she had and I was like, wow, these women that she had around her weren't really helping. They weren't really helping her and her endeavors. Yeah. Like the fear of like and one of these women just hit me up on Facebook, like, I remember you when you were younger. And I'm going, I remember you when I was younger too. It just came up on a little tab and I looked at your like, that's gonna change my mood. Let me call you.
Your ass too.
Right.
Using my mama. I remember your ass.
Text her, cut the shit. Cut the shit. I'm reaching out and cut the shit.
And I totally listen. I totally get that, and it's like you have to. I think the thing is that you have to set certain boundaries.
Yes.
And that's where you create your boundaries, because you have to create your boundaries to protect yourself. But you do want to be a lamper to someone else, but you still have to protect your boundaries.
Exactly.
So you do that, people looking at you like, well, what's wrong with you?
Exactly.
No.
Ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm open. My eyes is open.
You a BITCH.
Right.
Yep.
But that's what I was gonna say. That's once you recognize your value. When you recognize your value, then we'll begin to set boundaries, because now I know who I am. I know what I'll accept. I know my worth. And there's certain things in certain places that I don't want to go with, certain people I don't want to associate with. And the difference between me now and me then, before I thought I was missing something. If I didn't go along to get along with certain things, I was going to miss this friendship. Now I recognize that maybe that friendship isn't for me, because maybe that's not a friendship. Maybe it's just an association. Maybe it's just for what it was for that moment, but not to be torn down based on other people. Like to know who I am and stand up in it. And that's something that I definitely try to share to everyone. Like, not in the sense that I'm arrogant with it, in the sense that you also should feel the same way about you. Don't question why I value me. Question why you don't value you. Because you shouldn't allow anyone and anything to say or do anything to you. That's out of order. To me, that's out of order.
Yeah. That's a lot of truth right there.
It is.
I'm a late bloomer for boundaries, and I think that it may, like you said, when you start applying boundaries, you got to give the people around you a chance to adapt, because now it's something you a bitch now. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, I'm just balanced. I got the 2 B's, balance and boundaries. That's what's coming to me in my 40s is boundaries, and I think your mom reminds me of myself, where I would just be so forgiving and forgetful. You get a clean slate. Oh, it's okay. Come on back. And after a while, only a few people in your life get those type of chances. Only a few, not the whole dozen of the eggs. You know what I mean? So now I'm applying these boundaries, and it's almost kind of scaring me a little bit. It's like, oh, I actually told this person no. I actually told this person how I felt, with assertiveness, not aggression. Because now when you get boundaries, she going through menopause. Oh, she's still single and childless. That she must be miserable. No, I'm not. I don't want to be miserable no more. That's why I'm applying boundaries.
Right.
And that's when I'm going to tell you.
I appreciate hearing y'all about this. I appreciate hearing y'all talk about the boundaries, because I'm like, damn, I think God is getting me through adjustment. You know how on a scale you go through that adjustment, and it's like still trying to find that balance. I'm like, okay, I'm not a Libra, but I'm almost there. It's about to work out. Yeah. So thank you for that.
Wait till you hit your 50s, and it goes from boundaries to tolerance. another whole ball game.
So D, are you saying that when you get to your 50s, that you know how like the tolerance and acceptance it starts shifting? Stuff you would accept, you don't now. Stuff that you didn't accept, you do now. Maturity. It seems like every 10 years brings something different.
Yes, it does. And I'm just going to say, just like DMX said, I was watching one of his videos the other day when he talked about truth and he talked about realness. And one of the things that he said is what we have to start doing is expecting people to be who they are and stop
with the trust
anticipating
thing
them to be something else. When you see a snake, understand it's a snake and it can bite you. When you see a liar, just understand that it's going to be a liar and it's not going to change itself from being a liar. And when you get into your 50s, you start a certain tolerance for accepting people for who they are and you put them in a certain place. So your tolerance of their existence in your life changes because you don't want to tolerate certain things in your life.
Existence.
A person that is a liar, you don't want to tolerate that as much as you used to tolerate it because it's like, if you're going to consistently lie to me, why do I need to deal with this? If you're going to consistently deceive me in other ways, why do I need to tolerate this in my circumstances? When you come to 40s and you come to boundaries, when you hit 50s into tolerance, you want peace.
Yes.
And there's certain things that you're just not going to tolerate. And like you said before, you were talking about you give them a clean slate to start over. You're going to change your mind when you get to a certain point because you're going to be like, I don't have time for you to change your mind and waiting for you to fix yourself so I can deal with you. You be like, yo, I got stuff to do and I'm trying to move on with my life and I want peace in my life. I don't have time to set aside to deal with your itch.
I think also
it hit me before 50.
We're normally dealing with people that's at this kind of age and maturity. So they should already be there. We're not talking about somebody that's young that's still trying to understand. No, you're pretty much dealing with people that's around your age. So they should be at a place of maturity that you don't have to go back and forth with them. So when you cut them, it makes sense. It's not like you're in training. No, you already know. You just choosing not to.
Now, can I say this? Can I say something too?
I'm sorry, you're chilling and they're chilling and they're selfish in believing that everyone should tolerate who they are because they dealt with that their whole lives and they feel as though people should tolerate their behavior just because the years are in, but people get tired.
Yes.
Baby.
Get tired of being that yes man. Nobody want to be the yes man all the time.
That's right. True. Especially as you get up in these years.
I get tired.
I'm working on that.
I get tired of people hearing people say, "Well, that's just how she is." Okay, that's fine. That's how she is.
There you go.
Right.
Why are you putting up with it?
Okay, exactly.
That's not your child.
Right.
And doesn't that keep them being that way because no one says anything to them? So it seems as though it's acceptable. So why should they change that behavior if no one is saying anything because she's always been that way?
And that's why
say something.
She set the precedent. She's like, well, I'm about to say something for the first time to this person. Like she's about to change it up.
I don't even have those kind of conversations. I just fade out.
Because you could say something, but they're not going to listen to them. To you anyway. So you got to just separate yourself.
Right.
I appreciate the fade out. I appreciate fade out because that's not me. But I get it, and I think eventually I'm gonna learn when to fade out. But I'm something in my life the last few years has been communicate. So I'm going to communicate to you and give you that chance, and not only a chance, I'm going to communicate knowing that it's jeopardy because communication. I don't give a hell what nobody say. Communication is one of the hardest things in life because you don't want to shake the table. You don't want to. You don't want to bring things up. But see, communication is honesty, and honesty is hard. The church be telling you, oh, just be honest and trustworthy. No, it's more to it. It's work with that. And a lot of people don't know how to take it. A lot of people don't know how to give it. So I'm gonna do the communication for the next 5 years, and then I'm gonna start ghosting people like you. I love it. I'm gonna try the communication part.
I'm gonna say this. On that note, one of the reasons why I don't do that is because at a certain age, people have already developed their personality. They've already developed their traits.
I get it.
They've already developed how they're going to interact and communicate with people. And unless you want to go back to their childhood and re-raise them, you are not going to change. So therefore,
I can't do that.
I don't have that kind of time and energy in my life.
And that's why I said I respect the faith. I get it. I respect it, and I got to get there. But I'm gonna give motherfuckers a chance first with the communication part.
Because it's about 15 years difference between y'all two. So again, that just goes to show the difference in life.
I would never thought that though. I would never thought that. I looked at me something and
she look good.
Diva, she has grown children. She's an empty nester now, so her and Bikini's together.
Her
child's been out for like 2 years.
Real good.
Diva, you got like 2 years empty nester.
I am not re-raising nobody else's child.
Okay.
I got an empty garage. I need
one of them because I'm a hoarder.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to clean house now. I'm trying to clean house now.
I am trying to cut out any negativity and anything that is pulling negativity from my energy and anything that I have to put too much time in that I'm not getting nothing back.
That's right.
Can I say something about the communication part? Can I piggyback on that? I think people are afraid to communicate with others because they're afraid that they might look bad, or they afraid of if they hurt the other person's feelings. But honestly, in these days, you can't be thinking about that. We shouldn't be afraid to speak our minds because we are afraid of what somebody else might say or think about us. You know what I mean? We should be able to speak our minds, regardless of if they feel good or bad about it.
Yes.
You know? Like,
I agree.
They have to take it how they're gonna take it. You know, if I'm not coming to you trying to hurt you or something like that, you know, so
and that's it right there.
They don't know how to accept that. Right. They don't know how to accept the help, or they don't know. I don't know. We like myself, I guess, raised up. We have everyone around me. I guess we have communication issues. I wasn't taught how to communicate with anybody, and that's something that I'm still working on right now. Is how to communicate. It's one of the hardest things ever.
Thank you.
It's crazy.
It's not easy. It is so cliche. It's so cliche. Oh, just work on communication.
It's not that easy.
It's not. It's easier said than done. And I'm gonna tell you, if you're a person with effective communication skills, you are winning. Fuck having a waistline. I'm talking about communicate. Effective communication skills. You could be a millionaire having effective communication skills. It is a gift.
Yeah, that's why a lot of relationships and friendship stuff don't work, because no good communication. You can have all the money you want and stuff like that, but without no communication, it's gonna go down.
And it's also
what is communication?
The type of communication.
What is it?
Right.
Like some people don't know how to.
My son's father. My son is 23. His dad has been in and out of his life, and I can't even say in and out. His dad has been in his life from the time when we were together, and then I rolled out at 4. So he's been an off and on ever since. And then when he turned like 10, he was like an off, like, can't be with you. You're a crackhead. You too skinny, and this is what I'm going to use as a shield, so I don't have to be a father. I've been fostering this relationship for years and years and years and years. He's 23. He missed his going away party before he went away to California for being a firefighter. He missed that. He met up with his sister. He met up with his father, his mother. Open communication. They started talking, being honest with each other, acknowledge, because it's not like we can't be adult enough to say, listen, I have stuff. Listen, I may not have said things the way they should have been said. Listen, I could have been more forthright. He's at the point that he's like, Mom, that fool had the audacity to hit me up and text me on Facebook and say, I've been trying to communicate with you. Why won't you reciprocate? And I said, tell him how you feel. He said, these little lines that you keep sending me every few months to fill me out, that's not communication. You saying, hey, son, How you been? Hope all is well. Let me know if you need anything. That's not communication. Same thing when it comes to a friend that wants to keep calling you every few months. Hey girl, how you been? How are things? Oh, all right then. Okay, and that's the last time you hear from them. That's not communication. Tell somebody exactly what, who, when, where, the 5 W's. And I told him to say,
I need to hear that.
Mhm.
I need to
who,
hear
what,
that.
when, where, why, and how.
That.
Yes.
I
And he
need to hear
actually
that.
did it. He did it.
That's
And I
what's
said,
up.
tell your father exactly how you feel. It feels like to me that you want to communicate and you want to say something. So let it out, how it's coming out. If it don't come out the right way, you can double back and fix that.
Mhm.
But let it out.
Okay.
He let it out. He hit me up the next day and said,
Okay.
Mom,
Feel
guess
better.
what? This man been texting me all day. I said, really? He said, we've
Mhm.
been having real communication.
Mhm.
He's been really texting me something of substance, letting me know that he was listening. So yes, we want people to know that I'm not going to be here for this. I'm not, but it's the type of communication. What are you saying? How are you saying it?
Yeah.
And not just saying it off the nose because you just want to make your point. You got to learn. It's
Right,
give and
right.
take. So he had
Mhm.
to learn. I got to give up a little about my ego so I can listen to this fool that I've been listening to for over 20 years. And then he had to learn, okay, I'm the father. Let me listen to my child who's been trying to communicate with me. And I've been just cutting them off because I'm thinking I am communicating with you.
Mhm.
Like it just something I've been fostering for so long, but just to sit back and watch it, like, wow. You know how long I've been at you? I've been waiting for this moment, like, it's finally here. Yes. And then we're talking about it today. So I'm like, wow, relevance.
Thank
So
you for
it's
sharing
about
that, B.
Child, you know,
Bikini,
I
thank you
share
for
most of
sharing
my
that.
stuff. It
Because
meant a lot
I
to
got,
me.
okay, let me ask y'all this. So I'm gonna make it short. I have a biological sister. We don't know our mother or father. We found each other through ancestry.com, right? We've been knowing each other since about 2015. And in this relationship, I have been pursuing her. I am the dude, and I am pursuing my sister, and I'm getting tired, and I'll go in and out. And I'm that Leo that, like you said, I'm always like your mom. I never give up. If I can run behind a man, I can run behind my sister. You know what I mean? And we go through our thing where I won't hear from her, but it'll be silent because I'm the one that's not reaching out no more because I get tired.
Right.
And I think that my therapist, he's so corny, he can't even give me the right things to say to her. And it's, to me, I'm complicating it too. I need to have a conversation like, I want to have a sisterhood and I want to be pursued just like I'm pursuing you. And I don't know how to tell her that.
Wow,
Just
but
like
you
that.
just said it.
Like,
The
Just
way
like
you
that.
just
Like
said it was
that.
Say that.
perfect.
Just like
Just
that.
like
you should know
that.
better. But in the little
You
ego
think
women,
that.
it's like, why do
Exactly.
I have to do that?
Exactly.
You
Just
think
what
she should
she
know
said.
better.
Just
He
what she
knows
said. Exactly.
We need to cut
I
the
hear
shit, Nick. That's what we need to do. We need to cut the shit.
Just say it to her.
Just
Say
say
it to
it.
her.
Just
You know
say
what?
it.
I think we be thinking people psychic sometimes. People like thinking people supposed to know how we feel and stuff like
Exactly.
that without us saying it. And they really don't. Because once you tell them, she could be like, I ain't had no clue. I ain't had no idea you felt this way. So
Yeah.
I just had that conversation. I just had the conversation earlier when Demone was on my show. Is that sometimes people have conversations with themselves and not with the people that they actually need to talk to.
Okay.
But they'll say is they'll start the conversation with, I thought that you. It's like, wait a minute, but you didn't even say that to me. So how did you surmise that that's how I felt? Well,
All right.
In my mind, I seen in my
you had
mind.
that whole conversation with yourself, and you didn't have that conversation with me.
With me, the person that you needed to know from.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Like, you didn't even ask me.
Right.
Hi.
Just,
Like, I
and you get that a lot when a person starts a conversation with you and say, "Well, I thought." Then
How?
you had that whole conversation by yourself. You didn't even have that conversation with me. So your thought was your thought that you surmised and you communicated with, but it ain't had nothing to do with me, the person that you're trying to communicate with. And you gave my part without my permission.
Okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
where they do that at?
Where they
Okay.
where they
All over the world.
So my sister's a texter, right? She communicates through texting, which I initially thought was being a punk, but in these day and times, you gotta respect the texting. She's communicating that way, right? So I just did one of her numbers just now. I just sent her a little message.
There you go.
Look,
I just told her the message. I was like, we need to have a sisterhood.
yes.
I
That's
did
how
she
you
likes to text,
feel.
so I sent it back to her through a text.
Open
That's
it
how you
up.
feel. Right. You
Yes.
gotta start it
Yeah, I'm
somewhere.
different. I like to talk face to face or on the phone. You know what I'm
Some
saying?
people don't like that
And
these days.
everybody's different. I think my
I
sister
like
has a
that. 'Cause I
slight
feel like
punkage to
I can
her.
hear your tone. I can feel
Yeah.
you sometimes through
Right.
the phone.
But I think with my sister, her style may be different lately.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? In her life. So she's a texter.
Right.
Even though she's 40-something years, she almost 50. Why are you a texter? We were not born in this millennial stuff. Why? But I think she's a texter with me. So I just did her style. I sent her a message just there. Just because she cursed me out.
Boom, boom,
I'm
boom,
gonna
make a
block all
move,
y'all on
cut the
social
shit.
media.
That's
But
right.
see, she
cut
cursed me
shit.
out. She's not gonna curse me out.
Jay,
Yeah.
that's what I realized with you. You know how some people you cannot, when you send a text, you can't tell a person's feelings or emotions in that message. So
Right.
Jay, I realized you be sending the voice messages because you be all like, I'm like, all right, we here. So let me send a voice message too, because it let you know I'm in a safe space.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And you know what? You got a point too, because I'm a type of person, I'm gonna give you chances. But after a while, you gotta let people be on the right timing. You know what I mean? Like some people are not on the timing thing, right? But after a while, your shit might expire, dog. So you might want to take these next 6 months while I gave you 6 months to holler at me, because the older I'm getting, I don't want to revisit this shit no more when I gave you about 6 months to a year, which is a long time. You understand? So I have another young lady that I'm working with, and I'm like, I'm giving her about 6 months. I'm giving you about 6 months, baby. I'm a deadliner now. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get with it within 6 months. Don't hit me up. If I see you in public, just keep it cordial, because at this point, I'm not ass kissing no more.
Right.
My lips are tired.
Wait. You said you're giving this person 6 months?
6 months.
Yeah, it's a joke. I'm a comedian. I'm just giving her about 6 months, because
You meant 6 minutes to get pressure on. Okay.
Right, but you're dealing with human beings. You dealing with complex human beings. We're all complex. Because while we sit here talking about what we're gonna do to other people, people gotta take our shit too. You know what I'm saying? It's a two-way street all the time. So everybody's different.
6 minutes.
Everybody's different.
On.
Right. Everybody's different, and because the complexity of humans, I'm gonna give you not 6 minutes. I'm gonna give you 6 months. But when you come to me,
I don't have that kind of time.
But see, the people are so used to me being, oh, Nicole, she gonna forget. Oh,
right.
she. But I'm gonna tell you something. You're gonna come to me, and you're gonna get your little feelings hurt in time, because I'm like, the time is expired, baby.
It's coming.
We all going through menopause, not just you. We all going through it.
I'm going to say this.
We'll be going through it.
Right? I'm going to say this to you. As you progress and you move on, your time that you give to tolerance is going to minimize. Not because of selfishness, but because you're going to get to a point where you recognize and that you realize that the time that you're giving to some others is not valued as much as you will want it to be. And you will change your focus, not because of selfishness, but because of selfness. And I'm just going to say that.
Okay, I received that.
Because, and I'm just saying
and I get it.
Because I realized that as I got older, I'm a giver. And I know my gift that God has blessed me with is a giver. I have been a counselor. I have been a mentor. I have been everything that you can think of to be a people person in developing great relationships in people my age, younger, or what have you. But as you get older, I'm just going to tell you that things will begin to shift, not out of selfishness, but they will begin to shift because you will realize that in some cases where you you mean all good intentions
Mhm.
for some
Okay.
people.
Right.
All good intentions for some people, but when people are raised a certain way,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
can change some, but not all. But you
Yeah.
also have to put boundaries and limitations
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
what is
Yeah.
out so that you can preserve
Yeah.
what you have within. And that's
That's
all
right.
I'm going to do. And that's going to
I
shift and
received
that's
that.
going to change. And when you
I
and when that
received that.
happens, you're going to have a light bulb go off and you be like, oh snap.
Right? Pink.
Okay.
I'm
I
gonna
get
feel
it.
lighter, even lighter
So I'm
too.
not going to say that you're doing anything wrong because a lot of things that you're saying, I feel in my heart because that's where I was. You want to be here
Mhm.
for people, you want to do these for people and so forth and so on. But
Right.
as you continue to
Mhm.
grow older, you'll just understand and start to recognize the reserve that you need
Mhm.
to have for
Mhm.
self.
Right.
I
And that's
And
received
all
that.
of those things are
Um,
tools to help empower us as we continue
you
to walk
know,
this journey.
I'm confused. I received that, and I'm like, I was raised by a black female, a black church lady,
Mhm.
and a female pimp. So
Mhm.
it's like I'm like I got the street in me and I got this Christian in me. You know, Christian.
Mhm.
You know, I like man. So like that
Right.
balance is where it's coming from. So I know in time this whole violin shit. Somebody giving people 6 months. In time, it's gonna be 6 minutes again. It's gonna come down to 6 minutes. You know, she like yeah,
Yeah.
let me
she's
tell
in
you
her
something.
40s. That's that
Let me
40s
tell you,
talking shit.
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. The reason why I spell diva Deeva and not
Mhm.
Diva is because
Mhm.
it's not about glamour. It's not about glimmer. It's not about all of that. What it
Uh-huh.
is overcoming obstacles. I've
Mhm.
been in so many different places and I have worn so many different hats that I don't even want to disclose. And if you look at my writing in
Mhm.
some of my theater and some of my films,
I
you'll
have,
understand that I came from
I
a
have,
greasy background. So
Mm.
I'm going to say to you that I don't have a squeaky clean background.
Uh-huh.
I don't.
say it again.
In no way, shape, form. I do not have a squeaky clean background in no way, shape, form, or fashion. I come from a greasy street background.
Mhm.
And
Mm-hmm.
the reason why I write what I write, just like Witness, the reason why I write what I write is because I've been there and I've done that. And some people don't understand. They look at me like, right, you done that? Yeah, been there, done that. So I understand where you coming from, but just understand that you can't save everybody.
Mhm.
And that's
That's
what
true
I'm
because
going
You're
I'm
to
getting.
say.
right. You're right.
That's true because I'm getting tired. You know, tired is not a bad place. Tired is good. When you start getting tired, you be like, "Oh, I got a new energy." Tired is
Mhm.
actually reverse. Actually.
And listen, and I'm not going to go into it.
Mhm.
I'm not going to how could I say? I'm not going to plug on our streams and stuff like that we're doing right now. But I'm going to say if you look at the background and you see the stuff that I do, it's greasy and it's talking about the
I
streets.
have
Half of the
seen
Mhm.
it.
stuff that I do is
Real
talking
shit.
about
It's
the
true.
streets because that's my background. And
Mhm.
people look at me and be like, Diva, you wasn't a part of that. You don't understand. That's why I don't do DIVA.
Right.
DEEVA is overcoming obstacles. I've been through some stuff. You know
Ah.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But don't let it hold you hostage
Yes.
to try to
Mm-hmm.
save everybody because
Mm-hmm.
God is there to save everybody.
Come
He
on
didn't
Right.
now.
anoint you to save everybody. He
Mhm.
anointed you to deliver messages to people to help them along the way. But
Mm-hmm.
he's going to be their savior, not you.
That's
Mhm.
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
That's it.
Stop
Yeah.
burning your energy.
Tell them from the universe. Tell them from the universe.
Yes.
No, and that's what I was cutting out. That was my
Yes.
cut as far as cutting out pain and past hurt. Cutting
Okay.
that shit out.
Cut it out.
Because once I let go of that, I can let go of being frustrated and angry. And whenever I'm around a person, I feel some type of way, but I'm not telling the person, I'm holding it all inside. And it's
Right.
upsetting my mood and changing my whole thought pattern. And the people I'm around now, I'm changing their energy. It was like, cut it. It's in the past. If it's something that I can do differently in my future, I'll do so.
Uh-huh.
However, if it's something that's dead and gone, that's just what it is, dead and gone. And I don't allow myself to be held to it. Even if others want to be stuck there and held to it, that's fine. But I'm gonna go ahead and move on with the future. So it's just cutting that shit out. And I don't allow myself to bring it up and haunt me with it. So I'm damn sure not gonna let nobody else.
That's right.
And I would
like that.
suggest them
I
to
like
do
that
the
part.
same.
That's right.
And Nicole,
Yep.
Nicole,
Can I-
do not carry that to make you feel guilty for not being there and being a voice for someone, being a help for someone that is in a dire need. Because if you want to be there for them, then you can, but don't do it as a sacrifice of your own self.
That's
Don't
true.
do it.
Okay. I have a cut the shit.
All right, we
What?
listening.
Let's hear it.
I have a cut the shit is a combination is brown whatever people put in these edibles, what you call it, the brownies, and I went to a comedy show last Friday, was trying to get a guest spot, and people had snacks, and I like snacks, and people were sharing their snacks with Nicole Spain, and I don't smoke, I don't do any drugs, I'm a light drinker.
Man.
And I was just taking all pieces of brownies and had a Rice Krispie treat. And I'm gonna tell you, at that little comedy thing, I was so out of body
Done.
experience, and I felt good, but I didn't know what was about to come out my mouth. I didn't know if I was envisioning shit. So cut the shit with people with low tolerance to edibles. And cut the shit to comedians because none of them checked on me the next day. I'm calling people
I
and
texted you that
texting
night when I rolled by
people.
you, you was looking all glazed out. I was like, and I texted you, but
Listen, Jay, dog, I thought I was dreaming. I said, did I have a dream that Jay Monet drove on the side of me? I had a dream that, did I tell one of these comedians his breath stank? I think I did.
yo,
I think
your
I
face,
heard.
when I rolled by, your face
Yo,
just
the male
looked so
comedians-
glazed, like you was somewhere
Yo,
totally
I
different.
was-
No, you didn't
felt
see her
good.
skipping. She was skipping like Dorothy.
Yo,
I
my
saw
dog,
Dorothy.
I am my. Listen, I was skipping and bikini. I think I saw a cop
That's
at somebody's house, and you said I didn't. So that,
I was like, I didn't see no cop, Nick. I don't know.
I
Where
thought
was
I saw a cop.
it could have
This
been.
is the good side. This is the county. So I was like,
You
ooh,
might
I
have
hope
hit
you
it
don't
other
think I'm
side.
high.
So guys,
man.
we had different comedy shows. So of course we are in sync and we do this show. However, there's a lot of comedy events that come out, and a
there's
lot of
vendors.
times we'll link up and we'll see each other. So this was last
And
Friday.
he has dope vendors. Let me get this straight. Ken Jones has dope vendors at his comedy shows, and they sell a lot of nice stuff. Like I bought pouches and purses and stuff, but I ain't buy no snacks. I didn't know that snack was that little Debbie was gonna have me waving. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Listen, I'm gonna end it. It was a whole bunch of male comedians in the back, and they was having a male bonding about child support and all this shit. And I told these fools that I had a miscarriage, and I told them, I said, I prayed. I said I didn't want the baby. I also didn't want an abortion, so I prayed for a miscarriage. And we was in there cracking. And it was like, Nick, that is a fact. We wrote a whole joke back there on my phone with me high.
First of all, I want to know, did you get the vendor's card? Secondly, can you pass that on to me?
I gotta find her because it was delicious. It tasted so good. I didn't know it was stuff in there.
Like, did you get the card?
Did you? I need you to find her.
I will, sis.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I'm like, my ex used to smoke a lot of weed, and he wouldn't let me smoke with him, which I respect that, right? He's like, I'm not starting you on nothing. You ain't starting your own. That's a good thing, right? He ain't trying to give me no crack. So I'm like, this is how he felt when he was smoking. This is how this felt, and you kept this from me. I can't start doing no drugs.
Don't start it.
You kept it from me. And that's why I was the headache, and you were not, because you had that substance.
know
can't do
what?
it though. I'm not
Alright.
I'm not a person that does those things, but edibles is the thing. I can't do it though, because I got addictive personality. So I'm not gonna even go there. But at least I know I had the experience my first and last time. That was good. I slept for 2 days.
Oh my
believe it.
gosh. Shut
I
up.
bet you did.
I
I
thought I was
truly
pregnant.
believe
I thought I was pregnant, and I've been a Virgin Mary for about 2 years now. I was like, I know I'm not pregnant. It just how I was taking it down the whole weekend.
Oh my God.
I was
Well,
out.
we're glad that's out your
I was
system.
out.
In the next 9 minutes, I'm gonna have to cut out. 'cause I'm gonna have to
I
take the
called
next
Bikini. I called Jay. Y'all
Okay.
didn't answer y'all calls. I was like,
I do apologize as we have one guest that may be going out, but this is Sadior Radio. You are now watching the Real Shit No Joke radio show. The views and the opinions expressed by the guest speakers do not necessarily reflect the views or the position of those that are on Sadior Radio. We just wanted to let you know that the views and the opinions of those that are on the show are the views and the opinions of those that are on the show, not of the show or of the radio show.
we're not
Thank
promoting.
you. Back to your
promoting
regularly
drugs.
scheduled
She
program.
said we are not promoting drugs.
I hate
Not
that I
promoting
have to
drugs.
cut out, but I gotta be to work at 9:30, so I gotta get a little
Oh,
bit.
yeah.
We thank you
Work
so
out.
much, Miss
Thank
Diva.
you.
So
So
much
in
knowledge.
8 minutes,
We will be
in 8
seeing you
minutes,
Sunday
Nice meeting
Yes.
at the
you.
Women's Empowerment Circle.
yes, ma'am.
Thank you for your
I'll be
input.
there.
Thank you for your input.
Thank you for sharing all them
See you
jewels and them
Sunday.
seeds you done planted.
Thank you.
We appreciate
Thank you. I
you.
think
Yes,
you're either
indeed.
a Taurus or an Aries. You're either an Aries or a Taurus.
I'm a Taurus,
You're a
baby.
Taurus.
Not April.
Hey, I know it.
22nd,
I
I'm
know
a
my
Taurus.
shit. I know my
Yes.
shit. Hey, hey.
Hey, how to say?
I didn't know.
Hey, babe.
I didn't know. I know my dirt. I
Hey.
know my
So Nikki, why was
I
that?
know
Why
my
did you know that
zodiac.
she was a Taurus? What about her?
I thought either. What is your birthday, real quick? I know you gotta go. What's your birthday?
April 22nd.
Okay, so you're actually on the cusp.
Yeah,
So you're
she on the cut.
almost.
She on the cut.
So
That's it.
I'm good, baby.
Gemini?
I'm good. I'm good. You know who told me about zodiacs? My Christian grandma. How contradictory, right? I say Taurus because Tauruses have a serenity to them. To me, a calmness and a serenity, and the input that you gave was real life, but it was calm. How I received it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I thought about the Taurus side. The Aries came to me is because Aries are
I'm an Aries.
energetic, fiery, and I think there's a fire to you, and I think that's what comes with your writing and your creativity. But the Taurus side is the therapeutic, the grounded side, because Aries are fire, and so I'm a fire sign. So when you with an earth sign, it balances you out.
Yes.
And I guess I'm right, because it seems like you have both in you.
Yes. Yeah, you are absolutely on point.
Go, Nick.
For once in my life.
Yes.
Absolutely
Right.
on
Once
point.
in my life, I'm right. For once in my life, I am right. Virtually.
I'm just saying.
Viv, anything you
absolutely
want to speak about?
on point.
Any I know you have your radio show, but is there anything else, any projects you want to talk about before you get off?
I want to talk about the women's empowerment that's coming up April the 11th from 4:30 to 6:30 on Sadior Radio. Make sure that you
Yay.
and that's all y'all need to focus on right now.
Mm-hmm.
For April the 11th, I wish everybody that is here, everybody that is listening, everybody that's watching, I wish you the best in prosperity, and I hope that you achieve every goal that you set out to achieve. And that's all that I have to say. I just wish everybody the best.
I
You
say,
said so much. Thank you. We receive it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Rest well and have an awesome evening and stay safe, sister. We'll see you on Sunday.
Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
See you
Blessings.
Sunday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Love this hair grease, I tell you.
Right.
Oh my goodness. I simply love it. Ladies, I love it. Like, come on now.
Mhm.
I almost want to be like a hand clap, like
Absolutely.
real shit. There's so much foolishness going
Yeah.
on out there. It really feels so good. It's like a weight comes off when you're around positive
Yeah.
people. Definitely positive
Right.
sisters. And everybody's out here
Positive
doing
and
something.
experience. Positive and
Wait a minute.
experience.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Positive inexperience, because it helps. Positive inexperience, because the positivity got you there from the experience that you've had. You know.
Yep.
Yes.
Gotta step out the comfort zone.
Yeah, auntie. You see your auntie?
You do. You just have to embrace getting older, because listen, that whole, like she said, in your 50s, stepping into tolerance. Woo! I think somebody must have shot me a few emails early and just was like, hey, try some of that tolerance. See if you can tolerate this. Well, if you can tolerate that. Lord, I mean, I want to be silent. I think I did it on the reverse. When I was younger, I'd tell you about yourself with no problem. Then I would shut it down and I would just walk around with the bitch stank face all day. Like I'm about to murder you. You say some shit to me. Then I started to befriend people. Oh Lord, get that pussy out the thing. What? Oh Lord. And then I realized, like, you know what, as I got into college, throughout my childhood, adolescence, middle school, I didn't give a fuck about friends. I didn't know how to communicate. I was an only child and I was the oldest. So I didn't know how to communicate. The friends that my mom had, those were the conversations that, you know, joking on the inside, my mom was a single parent, but my mom raised me by her girlfriend. So they was my dad in a sense. So whenever they had something to say and their opinions of things, and then she had something to say, I started to mimic some of those energies, some of those responses to people. And Lord knows I was a badass child. So when people would say something to me, I say something smart right back to your ass. Cause that's how it wasn't me. That was what I was mimicking. It was mimicked. That's how her girlfriends talk. Don't let them talk to you, child. Punch that bitch in her face. And I sit there like, yeah, you want to do something. And some lady pinched my cheeks. I pinched her cheeks back. And she was like, ooh, I thought you were so cute. And I said, I thought you were so cute. I didn't know.
Little hussy. Little hussy.
So it started backwards.
Little
You know what I'm
hussy.
saying?
That's what they would call you back in the day. Little hussy.
Little hussy. Is that you little helpful? And then I said, listen. And then at this point, I'm like, okay, I don't need to cut people off. I think it's good for me to and y'all know we've been through this together through the whole last year. I think it's good to let people know, because if I keep dropping you off at the bus stop and leaving you there with no explanation, you don't know when the next bus is coming. And then you looking like, oh, everything must be fine.
Okay. Right.
It's not fine. Let me tell you where you was wrong.
Yeah. That's what.
And then let me tell you where I enabled your wrongness. Miss
So
Angela,
I know when you said communication earlier, you spoke about honesty.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. When you spoke about communication earlier.
I agree, because.
Go ahead, Nick.
Sorry, we all. I know for me, I'm approachable. You can get on me, but not everybody knows that, right? But not everybody's like that.
Right.
So, but I'd rather try to talk to you than just be living. I gotta cross paths with you and see you with family, friends, whether it's comedy, church, or whatever. Right. I gotta see you, and it's this void that could be slightly addressed.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's not about confronting, it's addressing, because nobody wants to be confronted. It's aggressive. It might cause you to get busted in your face, you know what I'm saying, with the confronting thing. But the addressing is the grown adult. You know what I mean? And that's why I say with that is, I appreciate you saying that, Bikini, because not everybody knows. I don't know until you, some people know. Some people, you know what you did, and you know what you're doing.
Right.
Some people don't. Or we know it's an issue there, but I got my own thing in my head, you got your own thing in your head, and we probably off or on, but not talking about it. And you could address it with each other and not fuck with each other no more after that, but it's been addressed.
And it ain't helping
when you don't address stuff, when you don't address stuff, it creates gossip, it creates rumors, it creates reputations, and you don't know what the original lie is. And it's one of my huge pet peeves.
Yes.
It taps that Leo button hard, dog. That's an ego thing for me.
Look, I saw Angela get up to the screen. She got her close, like, hold on there, let me. Woo, Lord Jesus.
I think
y'all was touching on some great stuff.
Communication can possibly kill negativity, which is gossip. which
Mhm.
is rumors. And, but, you know, because I think communication, but then a lot of people don't know how to communicate. And
Right.
sometimes communication takes more than one session.
Right.
If you ain't been
Yeah.
communicating all your life, my
Mhm.
grandma, she hugged us and loved on us. She didn't have us in the street. She gave us meals, but my
Mhm.
mama was abusive and had us in the street. But my
Mhm.
grandma gave us the hugs, but she didn't talk with us.
Mhm.
My mother didn't talk with us. My grandma
Mhm.
gave us the love. My mom gave me the street smarts, but both of them were not communicative. Like somebody
Mhm.
else said in here, I wasn't raised with communicate. A lot of people were not. And you don't
Right.
need no degree to know how to communicate either. But
Fact.
when you start communicating, you may need a few sessions because it's
So
new.
what's some
All
of
of
the
a sudden we
tools in
communicating.
communicating? I know
Um,
Bikini spoke
I
earlier.
think
She
for
spoke
me,
about
writing
being
down.
honest. She
Mhm.
spoke
I
about
think
being
writing stuff down.
accountable.
Okay.
What
I'm
you
gonna give
say,
you a
Nick?
concrete. Jay, I'm sorry. I think okay. Those are good ones, but I also say the simple thing is writing stuff down.
Okay.
Writing those thoughts and those issues or those questions, just writing it. The simple thing is writing it down. And then if you have a chance to talk with that person, if you gotta be clerical as hell and check it off. And
All right.
prepare
So having an
yourself that when
order.
y'all talking.
Okay. I've got a little bit. This is coming from Michael J. Fox. We all know Michael J. Fox, right?
Mm-hmm.
He says, I think it's okay, obviously, to acknowledge obstacles and setbacks and problems and issues. But as long as you're dealing with the truth, you're in good shape. I find as long as I acknowledge the truth of something, then that's it. I
That's
know
a
what
bar.
it is. And then
That's
I
a bar.
tolerate. But
That's a
if I
bar.
overestimate the downside of something or the challenge of something, and I get too obsessed about the difficulty of it, then I don't leave enough room to be open to the upside, the
Mm.
possibility.
So does it sound like you're saying don't go with expectations, but go with a goal?
It's called acknowledgement. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge the honesty of it. How hard it is, acknowledge it. The things that you can't get off your chest, acknowledge it. You feel like you got that knot in your throat, that rock in your throat, acknowledge it, because at the end of the day, what I'm trying to do is teach my son the same thing. It's hard for him to communicate. It was hard for me to communicate. I don't want him to go through the same thing. You feel like it's a rock in your throat, that's your chakra letting you know there's something that you need to get out. There's something that needs to be said. And if that person doesn't hear from you, it's not okay for you to then let them wander off into the world thinking what they've done was okay.
Right.
What if nobody ever tells them? There's a certain way that you speak to people and it really bites their backs. And if I never said to you, the way that you sit up and you seem like you're so high and mighty when you talk to people actually makes people stop listening to your message. Nobody ever says that and they continue doing it, then how many more people are they going to hurt? But with this negative message, or not even negative message, but this way of carrying things or displaying things. You don't know. Same thing vice versa. People didn't tell me that I look like a hard ass bitch when I walked around. I wouldn't have never unfurled my eyebrows. You would have saw this bitch for the rest of my life. Because that's the face I had. Until somebody said, you look like you will fuck somebody up. Stop looking like that. And I was like, I'm laughing. I'm happy. What? Oh shit.
Okay.
It's that rusting
you
bitch
right.
face.
You know what? I bet they told me.
You know, in the writing down
Been
stuff,
there.
when you write down stuff, if you want to communicate with somebody, if you have the opportunity for communication, you also want to prepare yourself. But it may say things to you that you may not like. They may point out stuff about you.
Right.
Because we so quick. I want to tell her about herself, but that person may tell you something right back to your ass. And that, you know, you gotta be prepared for that.
That's probably why they're afraid to say something too. They like, oh, I got all this stuff on me. I don't want them to bring that up.
Yep.
So I ain't gonna say nothing.
That's real G.
Yep.
So what about the tone in which we say things? Does that help with the communication?
Yes.
Our body language,
Yes.
the tone.
Yes, that plays a major part.
Say
I am
say
one
so.
Don't
of
go there lying. Don't go there trying to lie. Don't go there faking the fun. Be honest.
and
What you say,
facial
David?
Prepare
expressions.
yourself to be honest.
Wait,
Wait a
what you
minute.
say, Angela? Facial what?
Body language.
Expressions in
Yes.
body language,
Body-
it says a lot. I mean, because I like you, I give you the shirt off my back, and have always been that person.
Yeah.
But I've not always carried myself as that person because you may see me and I may look like I'm ready to bite your head off, but I still will give you the shirt off my back.
Yeah.
But it was just because what I may have been dealing with or what I may have been going through or whatever. I just remember when I was in college, I played basketball. So people would be scared to approach me. We had this conference one time and we had a sleepover and there was a whole bunch of us. There was some Deltas there, some AKAs, different sororities there, and me just a basketball player. I was in there and a lot of them girls said, you know what, they were scared to say things to me when they saw me on campus because they didn't know if I was gonna speak or if I was gonna bite their head off. They said they didn't realize that I was so sweet and so kind and so lovable. If they had known these last 2 or 3 years, they would have been my friend.
Yes.
Yeah, just having a conversation. We just sit there. I was the first person to go, and I just opened up, and I knew that was gonna be what people thought. So my thing was, some of y'all are probably thinking, this mean girl. This girl's so mean. And when I said that, everybody started laughing. Everybody started laughing. It's like it just made everybody feel so calm and at ease. Now they can talk to this girl. Now I can talk to her. I see that she's okay. She's smiling. I see a smile on her face. So she's okay. So now maybe I want to get to know her. So sometimes we have to be mindful. Because sometimes I've always had this nonchalant look on my face because I've always had this attitude of I don't care what people say about me because of the life that I've had. You can say what you want to say. It does not define me because you have no heaven or no hell to put me in. So it does not matter. And that's the attitude that I've taken.
Used to care, but
and I try to be mindful of how I speak because I'm an Aries and people have always told me that sometimes I can say things and it can offend people. And it's just the tone that I say. That's it. I get that a lot. And I have to be mindful because I don't want people to be offended or feel any type of way or that's why the texting and stuff, sometimes I can be texting people in inbox. I'll tell them, can I call you? Because this is not, I would rather this conversation go different because it's headed another direction. And I would rather hear your voice so you can hear the tone in my voice so that you can hear. And I've had several incidents right here on Facebook this year where somebody said, I offended them. I called them and we had the most amazing conversation. And it was just like they couldn't believe that had took place. I said, that's why I wanted to talk to you. I said, because I need you to know that whatever was going on in that inbox, that is not who I am. And words can so I needed to talk to you. I needed you to hear my voice and I needed you to hear my tone so that you can feel for yourself. This conversation, then it's fine. We can cut ties and we can go our separate ways. And communication is very important. Huge. It's very important. It's very important.
Communication could keep things going or it could put a period to stuff.
Right.
And I've not always been
versus the immaturity and the nasty vibes and all that.
Yes. Yes, exactly. I'm 46. I just turned 46 and I don't have time.
You must say.
I don't have time for foolishness. I've been through too much in my life. I'm a suicide attempt survivor. I am a domestic violence. I was shot point blank range with a shotgun. I'm a survivor. I have no time for foolishness. I have no time for pettiness. I have no time for competition. If that's what it's all about. I'm here to uplift. I'm here to educate and empower.
Baby.
That's right.
That's all I want to do. I can't. I don't have time for it. And I'm at a place in my life where if you mean me no good, each other no good, then I can accept my loss and I can move on. But I wish you well. I wish you well. I don't wish no harm to come near you. None of that. Because it's too late in the day. It's too late in the day. Too late in the day.
You know what? I think like from what Angela said, I don't know the scenario you have with the person, but I realize you can't talk to everyone the same way, the same type of
You
way.
can't.
Yeah. Everybody
You can't.
perceives things way differently. Like some people are way more sensitive than others,
Yeah.
or it's like you can't talk to everybody in the same tone. You know, like I will talk to my friends, they might get this New York chick sometime, but then I speak to somebody else, you might get this classy girl. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you can't speak to everyone the same.
And we
Okay.
can't keep using that excuse. That's just how she is. That's how.
That's right.
No,
Yep.
Right.
people say that about me. No, that's not how I am. No,
Right.
I don't want to be like that. So don't
Right.
keep telling
Right,
people,
right.
no,
Okay.
that's how she is. No, that's not how I am. I'm
Right.
I
trying
like
to
that.
move past that. So
I
no,
like
let's find out what's going on so we
like
can deal with it.
I
Because
like
we
that.
too grown for that.
Yeah.
Right.
We too grown
Because
for that.
it sounds like you're going to give people the benefit of the doubt, so give me the benefit of the doubt. And the action is tap in. That's
Mhm.
tap in with me.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to get, I look angry all the time. I used to get that all the time from people until they actually speak to me. They're like, well, she's one of the nicest people to speak to.
Right.
You know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
and then you have to really look at yourself like, what I got to look at myself at how I'm gonna change, because they say is that resting bitch face. So I'm not even thinking about nothing, none of y'all. I'm just in my own thoughts. So I'm not even thinking of nothing horrible or anything. This is just how my face is. Like,
Right.
but I don't know.
You know,
Right.
see, I'm the opposite. People look at me, oh, oh, she's so nice and she's so cool, and I am. But there's a time where you might get checked.
Mm-hmm. That's the even you gotta ride both
It's the
sides
cold
of the
that's
fence.
shifting. It's the shift
Mhm.
in the cold,
You gotta
and I'm
ride.
speaking
Right.
up. Mhm.
I love this phase. I wouldn't take it back for anything in the world. I would hate
Nope.
to go back to the person that bit their tongue all the time,
I did it
that
too
did
much.
not express how they
Come
felt,
on,
let people
Street.
walk over them.
Yes.
I would die. I would
I'm not.
die. I would
Yep.
die. I can't. And to
I-
know that I allowed myself to be that way in 1, 2, 3 relationships, whether that was a family, whether that was an actual man, whether that was my father or my mother, I allowed it to happen. So then people have to unlearn their enabling ways to allow me to foster that continued negative, pessimistic attitude of walking around. I told my son the smallest thing: sum it all up, raise up your eyebrows. You can change your attitude so much easier, so much faster. If you realize your shit is furling and just raise your jaw up, do you realize you really can't be pissed off when you raising your eyebrows up to your hairline? You can't be pissed when you doing this. Like, you know what? I really feel stupid, but I'm gonna start laughing because now I can't feel pissed no more. It's just, and plus I got ADHD, so it helps me out with the therapy. But like it does, and I didn't realize I would not. I love the way that I'm able to control and have control, but it's not to say that it happens every day. I still got count backwards from 10 days where I'm just like, ooh, bitch, ooh, if my old self would have came the fuck out. But you lucky that she is Nam Yo Ho Rengeki right now, and we are here. But I just like the fact of everybody having their own story and growth, and I enjoy hearing everybody's story tonight.
Yes.
Definitely knowing I ain't the only mean-faced bitch-looking person that's been reformed. We have been delivered.
Okay.
Yes.
We are growing.
We are growing. Yes, we are. Trust me.
Yes.
We're gonna be
got
growing
15
this
minutes
Sunday again with the Women's
Hallelujah.
Empowerment Circle, a
Yeah.
panel of
That's
12
what's up, man.
talking about stereotype. What's the stereotype of a woman?
Mm-hmm.
What is to a mate? What is love when it comes to
I like
children?
that.
What is love when it comes to
Can't
friendship?
wait.
What is love when it comes to loving yourself?
Yeah.
We're going to ask some of the questions. What are some of the questions that women want to ask men?
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to hear some of those questions. I'm curious.
Some of the questions that women want to ask men's going to be on the show, or right now?
Well, I mean, we actually have 9 minutes. So if y'all want to, just kind of mess with it a little bit so they can have an introduction, we definitely can.
We already here.
I don't know, do we have questions for men? Y'all have questions for men? Maybe we can have some men on here to answer the questions next time. I'll write them down. Y'all got questions for men that y'all want to have the answers to? Do we have to start off with why does he cheat? Don't we already know the answer because he wants to? Don't we already know
No,
that?
you know the reason why he cheats. I'm gonna tell you the reason why he cheats. Because when you got into that relationship, y'all didn't have a conversation together that he wanted to be in an open relationship, and y'all got together, and he out there cheating now. Because if he would have been honest and gave you the opportunity to make the decision if that's something you want to stay in or not, you know what I mean? It wouldn't go downhill. That's how I feel about it.
But
Because I
how
think
many women will accept that just to have the man, and then in the end they know they don't want it and they're unhappy as hell.
right.
But they'll go along to get along and then sit back and then mad as hell about what's happening.
Mad.
I say the question I would have for a man, for y'all to ask a man is, when did y'all turn into Mitches?
Can you explain that one?
Next question is for a woman.
Let me take you through my road, okay?
When did they turn into? I got it.
Okay, when did y'all turn into Mitches? Was it Corona? Was it coronavirus? Or was it the man pandemic? Which was it? Because now y'all are just so like, remember how the Incredible Hulk used to rip through the shirt?
Yes.
That's how easily we could tear through men's emotions now. They just like, oh, you know what? No, you used to be so much more DMX about it. Now you're just so Puff Daddy about it. You're Mitchie. I don't want this. I want you to be like, yeah, well, and be poignant and tell me how you feel. Whining and I can't. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Some of the women are savages now, so both can't be in that place. So the man got to calm down because the woman's taking the lead and kind of tell him to sit down and shut up.
Well,
I don't want to take the lead. I want my man to be the man.
Thank you.
Honestly, I do too.
Thank you.
I do too.
If I gotta take the lead, then you ain't for me.
Right.
Exactly.
I feel the same, but apparently there's some women that prefer other.
No.
Sound like they just
What you
want a
thinking,
man.
Angela?
Me.
Angela, what you
They
think?
take it anybody. I know.
I want to ask the man a question. You can write this down. Ask them, why when a woman starts to speak up or speak for herself, all of a sudden she crazy? Y'all always want to put crazy on a female, women crazy, or she crazy. You always make out the girl crazy when she starts speaking up.
You know what? It's crazy. When I talk to my kid's dad sometime and he talks about something, but I start to speak on it or express my feelings on it, he calls me a firecracker. And I'm like, why you're dismissing me now for me speaking up and telling you how I feel, you know, because that's that communication. They don't know how to accept what you're saying to them.
Right.
That's it.
You know, it's like, I'm not a firecracker.
And that's why it's crazy because it don't make sense
with
to them.
you
They don't want it to
and change this whole relationship that we have up, you know, because it was definitely an issue when we was together. So now, you know what I'm saying? Let's switch this up. Something has to change.
Right.
Like, definitely. Men are crazy. I'm sorry, not all men, but crazy. But they like,
they calling us crazy. They've been calling us. That's the new thing now. They've been putting that crazy on us since for many generations. I'm getting tired of it. I'm tired of it. Stop calling it crazy. I'm tired of it.
The eyes is just open. Like, you want answers. That's what it is.
Exactly.
Well, you're crazy to want answers. Who do you think you are? A woman?
Right?
Right?
You're a woman and
Go
you're
for
ugly.
something.
And don't nobody love you.
You can't cook. You can't.
Oh my God.
Get out of here.
It's the truth. Oh my God.
What I'm about to do? I'm about to go put my bill in the mail like grandma. Remember grandma used to have an envelope and shit with the stamp?
First of all, there's still mailboxes?
Remember I asked you?
Girl! Didn't they blow all those up during the last loot? Didn't they blow them all up during the last thing we went through? Ain't no more mailbox.
No. I got a secret mailbox. I know where it's at. I'll tell you. I'm gonna email you.
All right, well, yeah, I mean, keep being too. You feel what I'm saying? All right.
So, ladies, is there anything that y'all want to talk about or promote before we get out of here?
I did want to promote a show that I would like all of us to watch. since we are all women in the entertainment business and dealing with women, empowering women, and we're also in comedy as women, there's a show on Netflix called Delirious, and it is talking about women through the years of entertainment and comedy. And talking about stand-up, and it brought my attention so hard when they were talking about how women are introduced by men when it's time for us to come on stage. It's, oh, she's birthed a child. Oh, if it wasn't for her hair being teased. Oh, well, we have a little woman. Like, okay, like being a woman is something you need to put as a negative thing. Just say, I am what my title is. I don't need you to start explaining. And then so I wanted to go watch it because the female that exposed Epstein, the guy who raped the girls.
Jeffrey Epstein?
Yes. She is the female comedian that was in New York that exposed him and was yelling at him during his little luncheon at the end of his trial, which got him exposed, but got her super kind of catapulted to the top. So I'm just watching that and I'm like, this is something I don't even know if anybody knows this is on. It's empowering women. It's showing how much we have suffered through and how much we have made it through. And then it's on after Women Empowerment Month. Like, excuse me, y'all could have put this on in March. You want to put this on in April? But I would say everybody watch that because I definitely I watched that and it was pretty daggone good. Pretty daggone good, I must say.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ladies, do y'all have anything that's going on that y'all want to talk about? Anything that y'all want to share?
Sure. I'm actually working on a show called Growth Talks Industry right now. So y'all could keep an eye out for that. You could follow me at Latoya_growth. I also have a show called Behind Closed Doors. You could go to YouTube and watch the show. It's called Plug Studio Network. Just watch the shows and subscribe and like it. Do all of that.
Amen.
No love.
So I'm doing it
a little bit behind closed doors. A little bit. What's that about?
Behind closed doors is me and my host partner called Crown Royal, and we talk about relationships. We talk about all the things that people are afraid to speak about in person or up front or out loud.
Got you.
We talk about that. We talk about all the stuff. But we be back though. We working on some more topics right now. So we talk about what we spoke about. We talk about a whole bunch of stuff right now. So there's a lot of episodes on the YouTube channel, Plug Studio Network. You could go look at that. We talk about narcissists, exes, marriages, all types of things. And
all right, we know you over there wearing many a hat, working many a job. So I'm certain you have many a topic.
Many a topics and facts too. Yes.
Yes. Angela, anything that you want to talk about or promote before we get out of here?
So y'all always can follow me here on Sadior Radio. My show airs every Sunday from 8 to 10 a.m. You can also follow me here on Facebook. I have a magazine, Aspiring Authors Magazine, where we highlight authors and brown business owners. We touch on topics that people don't want to talk about that's affecting our brown community. Domestic violence, molestation, suicide awareness, education, social injustice. We touch on those topics. My editor, she's actually born and raised, still live in Leicester, Africa. So we are an international recognized magazine. We have writers from the Virgin Islands, Germany, and the UK. So just trying to make a difference, impacting lives. I believe in pushing the E3 experience, which is educate, empower, and encourage, because everybody needs to know that they have a purpose, that they didn't just get dropped here. Jeremiah 29:11 is real, and God is going to watch over his word until it's performed. So that is me.
Amen.
We got some great women on here tonight. I'm loving it.
Woo!
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
That's why these men asking y'all crazy, because y'all doing some great things and they're not even at that level to understand what the hell y'all doing. They be like, you got to be crazy, because they can't comprehend. That just means he not for you. That's it.
They say women are smarter than men. I don't know
Not a
what
problem,
that is.
boo. All right, and again, thank you for watching the Real Shit No Joke show.
Yes.
We ask that y'all guys
Thank you.
tune in this Sunday, April the 11th, to watch the Women Empowerment Circle.
Mhm.
Again, there are going to be 12 panelists talking about everything. And
Mhm.
these are just a couple of the ladies that's going to be a part of it. It's going to be from 4:30 until 6:30. I'm going to say make a memory happen today, because tomorrow is not promised. And don't let nothing or no one, including your damn self, get in your way. Make sure y'all continue to share your smile. Nicole, Bikini, y'all want to say something before we cut out of here?
Well, see you guys next time. I will be on Top Flight's show on May 29th. So catch me there. I'm about to run and go finish my actually catch up on my exercise class, which started 20 minutes ago.
Okay.
But yes, thank you, ladies, for coming and joining us tonight. I really,
Thank
really
you.
enjoyed your company, and we would
Yeah.
love for you to come back. Definitely,
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And
definitely.
Nick,
Appreciate
anything you
it.
want to say, baby?
I got a show tomorrow, April 9th. I got a show the 17th, the 20th, May 5th, May 8th, May 9th, May 15th, June 4th, and June 22nd. So
Yeah.
So if it's not too much trouble,
follow
if
me
you
on
don't
Facebook
mind,
and
definitely
Instagram.
shoot them to me, and I put them in Philly events. Y'all guys know that I post every
Thank
day,
you.
Philly events, the comedy shows, whether they're online or in person, for Philly and surrounding areas.
Mhm.
So if you're ever looking for something to do, check my page, and I'm certain we'll have something for you to do.
Yo, I'm about to go
Yes.
to the poppy store and get me a freeze pop.
I
Ciao.
had some Rita's water ice, and I'm about
Leave
to
one
do
on my
that.
doorstep.
Huh?
I'm gonna need it after this exercise.
All right. I'm gonna have my
Guys,
cat on
we
the
love
leash.
you. We thank you. You're watching, or you were watching, the Real Shit
Thank
No Joke
you.
show, powered on
Hallelujah.
Sadior Radio.
Have a
Much
great
love to
night.
y'all. Have a good rest
Thanks,
of the month.
y'all.
God
Yes.
bless. See y'all ladies on
Hallelujah.
Sunday.
See you
Thank you,
Sunday.
ladies.
No problem. Thank you for the invite.
Thank you for having.
Yes.